So we're going to cover Colombia to start with them. So essentially what we've got here is we're going to do a fact sheet for each country, just showcasing some of the more basic kind of elements to keep an eye out for while you're in the country, to kind of help you spot those places. So yeah, guys, if you wanna start, RC, do you wanna tell us about the Google car here?
Yeah, so Colombia has two Google cars that you can see. So one is black and one is white. And whether you see an antenna on them is random. I don't think there's anything in that tells you where that would be. But also where it would be black car and where it would be white car is also random. So anywhere in the country. Um, yeah, and one of the biggest things that experienced players use for Colombia is the road signs. So road signs in Colombia have the white poles. They're very slim and white, and no other country in South America uses those. And then on the back, they have the black, or sorry, the gray cross, which you can see in the third picture. So, and finally, we have the license plates, which Colombia uses yellow plates, which it's the only one in South America that uses yellow plates. Um, but service cars like taxis and also trucks use white plates, and they also have a side or a top plate, which you can see. And a lot of times they're unblurred, so you can actually see the municipality name on there, which can be helpful to pinpoint.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that about the blurring. That's interesting. I guess with the cross on the back of the signs, is that pretty damn consistent, or is that something that's just common but not something you'll see every time?
No, you see that every time.
Okay, that's that's really good to know. Guys, do you have anything to add in about some of the more like common things that you'll be coming across in Colombia at all?
Right, definitely the wooden fences is a very good clue. They can always see them all around the country. Typical kind of tall wooden fences.
So,
Good one too.
I knew my wooden
Yeah.
pole fence meta was not incorrect. It means something.
Wooden fence poles are almost always Colombia. There's
Yes.
some wooden fence poles in Brazil, but they're pretty rare. It's 99% Colombia if you see them.
Okay, wooden fence posts it is, and so we've got a couple of locations to bring up here, and we'll have a quick chat through those. Go away, Ecuador. We don't want you just yet. We like you, but just hold on a second. Right, so we're going through some architecture here. Do you guys just want to talk us through what we're looking at here? What would you describe this as?
So Colombia has a lot of brick buildings, but also a lot of buildings that are like very colorful. A lot of them are on 2 stories in, or 2 or 3 stories even in urban areas, and you'll often see them painted like a lot of different colors, and you'll see them like mixed in with like brick buildings, and they often have these windows with white like panes or whatever. And sometimes you do see that in Ecuador, though, so I wouldn't go off of the windows, but just as a general feel, like this is what Colombian houses look like. They sometimes can be a little tricky to like recognize, I think, but you'll like once you start to see them a lot, you start to like get used to what Colombia looks like in general in urban areas.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
apart from the architecture, you can see the yellow plates,
Yeah.
then the plates on the taxi on the side, the
And on the top.
door, and on the top. Exactly.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. So, I guess would you? What about the low sort of electricity lines? Is that something that's quite common, or is that just specifically in this area?
I think that would be in a lot of South American countries.
Yeah.
I don't think
Especially in
it's
urban areas.
something. Yeah.
Okay. I think we've got a
I
question
don't
in the chat. Go on. Sorry, Karen.
I don't know if you can see it here, but also many poles are painted on the bottom. I don't think you can see it here. But the shape is actually sometimes quite weird, as you can see. It's quite geometrical. Some poles are not round in Colombia.
Okay.
If you zoom in, you'll probably be able to see.
What, these ones, or?
A little bit down below, you can see that the shape, they're not round, they're kind of have some spikes right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I see what you mean. They got the kind of the bridges on there. I'm not sure how you describe that. My limited
Yep.
vocabulary. No, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Right, we've got another location to take a look at here then. Let me just drag this over. So yeah, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? I mean, I see
I
some
would say,
wooden posts.
yeah, wooden posts. I would say this is like the typical rural house in Colombia. A lot of white houses with the tiled roofs, usually not very good quality tiled roofs, so they do look a little like worn out, but I think the houses are usually like painted a little more colorful, yeah, and like with the white.
Okay, cool. That's pretty standard rural housing. And then we've got another house here as well.
Yeah, so the first one was in the Andean region, and then this is more of like, especially in the north and also in the east, you have like these kind of squarish houses with a lot of times with the metal roofs, but metal roofs you can also see in other countries as well. But these houses are often very colorful as well.
And
So
often
lots of
you see,
different bright colors.
yeah, often you see open shacks
Yeah.
because the temperature there is way nicer because it gets lower, it gets more coastal.
Yeah, quite a
Oftentimes people are selling something outside.
Okay, that makes sense. And then
you can see those roofs as well.
yeah,
Not those, the on the sorry, on the hay roofs or
oh yeah,
whatever.
this yeah, but
Those are decently common in Colombia as well.
we'd
Although
call
I do see them in Mexico as well, so yeah.
we'd call
I
that a
think you can
thatched
also
roof.
see the painted poles. I think one of the electricity poles is painted
Uh,
yellow.
this one. Yeah. Oh,
No,
yellow.
not
That's got some.
really.
Oh, here we go. This yellow
Right,
here.
yeah. Usually it's painted quite different, but yellow poles is usually Colombia.
Okay, interesting. And then just to kind of show the location difference between the last two, we'll just pop out here. So as RC was saying, there's your two slightly different locations, but you know that makes up a lot of point difference, which is important. And I think we've got one last thing to look at, which is the infamous Colombian tree. If you guys want to talk through what this is all about.
Yeah, I like to use this whenever I'm having trouble trying to figure out where it is. So this usually leads me to think it's Colombia because it looks like an acacia tree, but with like a lot more leaves. So it's like a very slim trunk with like just a bush on the top. It's
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
kind of strange looking, but it's pretty recognizable. There's another one, and then some other acacia trees, I think.
Yeah, it's a fascinating location again with the like kind of wooden fence with I think this might be barbed wire in between. It's quite common, but like I can picture this now. This location being on a challenge and people dropping Africa on this. You know, it's kind of not out of reach. But I think obviously this tree, you know, help you make some of the difference there. So yeah, it's quite an intriguing kind of element, and hopefully you know a couple of those bits and some of that architecture is going to help you kind of nail in the guesses with some of those. With some of those bits here. Obviously the license plates and the cross on the back of the sign, some really important stuff. Combine that with a flow chart, I mean, you can't really go too wrong. So that is, you know, quick facts on Colombia.